One of your new Sunderland councillors suggested melting Nigerians to fill potholes. Is that person who's expressed those views somebody you are happy
Laura,
to see represent reform?
This weekend, we are celebrating our incredible successes. Like any party, you have internal party processes to look at where people have said or done the wrong thing.
Do you condemn those remarks?
Laura, I condemn anything that is wrong and inappropriate.
And is that wrong and inappropriate?
The key point is, voters have heard all of this smearing and this sneering.
Richard Tice, it's not a smear to put to you comments made by one of the people who's been elected for your party.
And I've just said, we look at all these things, of course, but the reality is voters are furious with the failures of Labour, the failures of the Tories, and they've said we want more reform, more success, and they want Nigel to be the next elected Prime Minister of the United Kingdom.
In this video, I want to make today is how a reform councillor, is how a reform councillor said that Nigerians, the bodies of Nigerians should be used to fill potholes. This kind of language is horrible. You would not hear, but how racist other parties are, and they hide it well. You would not hear other parties, MPs, saying that, or anywhere in the world, not even in Israel, who are racist towards Africans, that the black bodies should be used in order to fill potholes. And Richard, what's his name? Richard anyway, okay? He had no problem sitting there, neutralizing it, almost justifying it. He had no problem. And you know why? Because it wasn't anti-Semitic. He wasn't anti-Semitic. Even though his party is packed with members who were supporters of Adolf Hitler, etc. The far right, a bunch of loony bins, right? They have no consistency, okay? But because it's not anti-Semitic, that's okay. It gets a pass. The media's not in uproar. The Reform Party are packed with people who are anti-black. There's one video where Nigel Farage was, on the streets. There was one person said to him, "You're racist and you're homophobe." To which he replied, "I'm not homophobe."
That you're 74% Indian. That's so pog.
Yeah, why not? Why not?
Racist,
in my
homophobe. That man says racist and homophobe.
Does he? Well, there we are. I don't think we're homophobes. Up the Ra.
Up the Ra, Nigel.
On the endangered species list are alpha males. Happy birthday, huge anus.
Notice? They accused him of being racist and homophobe, to which he replied, "I'm not homophobe." He could have said, "I'm not racist," but no, he said, "I'm not homophobe." In other words, it's a party that are anti-black, anti-immigrants. It's a colorist party. It's all about white male supremacy, because they don't like women either, which is another video I'm going to make, okay? That use the skins of Nigerians to fill the potholes. And the Reform Party, they're still growing in the numbers.
After they took high.
And do you know why people have no problem with that evil kind of racism? Poppy, shut up! Right? They have no problem with that kind of racism, no matter how nasty it is, because their agenda is they have a fantasy that Farage and Trump has created. They want an all-white Britain, America, Europe. It's on fire now. the patriots are on fire and they show them the true colors. They show them the true colors. You know, use the skins of Nigerians. In other words, it could have been black, it could be anybody, and fill the pothole. And the media's quiet on it. If you wouldn't dare say that, you know, on an anti-Semitic level, you wouldn't dare do it. You'd be finished overnight. The Reform Party would close overnight. But because you're offending black people, because you're offending Africans, they go on to live to see another day. And this is the kind of people that are going to become Prime Minister. These are the kind of people that's going to run Britain.
Emancipate yourself from mental slavery. None but ourselves can ease our minds. Have no fear for atomic energy, 'cause none of them can stop the time. How long shall they kill our prophet?
These are the kind of people, you know, who have whipped up tons of race riots, the summer riots, they come the Farage riots. And these are the people we're going to put in power. 1930s Germany has come back. They says never again. Yes, not for the Jews. They're safe. But certainly for black people. Use the skins of Nigerians and fill the pothole. It's racism. Skin, black, pothole, black oil. It's racism, using language to describe a nasty imagery. And the media's quiet. It doesn't. The Reform Party has had so many members coming out with some horrible racist stuff, and they still go on to win the election. You know why? Because most of Britain are racist. Most of them do not want, you know, people of color living in England, even though they've invaded half the world and still, you know, got stolen treasures from India and Africa. But they don't want us living in their country. And they still are leading in the polls. Because people don't mind that kind of language. It doesn't affect them. It shows what their intentions really are. It wasn't about stopping the boats. It wasn't. From day one, they were National Front. From day one, they were racist. From day one, they were Nazis, using stopping the boat as a pretext for their overriding agenda. Wake up, because sooner or later, if you're non-white, you're going to get your calling card. You're going to end up smelling coffee. You're going to end up, you know, seeing reality for what it is. But is it going to be too late?
One of your new Sunderland councillors suggested melting Nigerians to fill potholes. Is that person who's expressed those views somebody you are happy to see represent reform?
This weekend, we are celebrating our incredible successes.